Alright everyone, here we are with another video to invest for tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of the video, guys. Right after this chart analysis, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. And we look forward to having you join us. So, CLOV stock, Clover Health Investments, pulls downwards, starting to hit newer lows all over again after that weakness, and now jumps up again. Now, every time this stock jumps up like this, it's looking like a bull trap to me, or there's two things that are happening. The bull trap, or there's investors pouncing on these dips, like jumping, like big whales or huge investors taking advantage of these dips and loading up, and it starts pushing up the stock higher. And then some of them are day trading it, or some investors that are holding are wanting to get out, and they get out. And those that are taking advantage of these lower prices are jumping in big, pushing the stock up higher. And then once it shows its real weakness, it keeps going lower. And then the big whales will keep on buying the dips. Those are the two things that are coming up to my mind. Either bull trap, or huge investors taking advantage of the opportunity. I mean, those are the two things that are just coming to my mind, because these jumps are too fast, too big, and then it just collapses. Same thing here, too fast, too big, and then collapses. And this seems to be more like a swing trade than actually taking advantage of the price, because it just kept going higher and then just pulled right back down the same amount. So what was the lowest point that was reached today, and what are we going to watch moving forward? So it got pretty close to that low down here of 793 that I've talked about before, and if that gets broken through, the lowest point that we've seen is 768. So that still stays as a very important point. And then the next point is 750, like I've talked about before, and then between 750 and $7. But today's low was right up here at 795, guys. If that gets broken through, I would watch how it reacts between 795 and 768, and then 750 to see if the bulls are trying to reappear, or if the bears are tearing this one down fairly fast. Now, the stock did jump up and pull back down. So if you want to dissect this chart even further, you can use this support level here of 809 to watch how it does between that point and the lowest point of the day, and see if the bulls are fighting to maintain control and get this up back to bullish territory and push up to newer highs. Now, the bulls are trying to build momentum here and pull this one back up, but beyond that, the resistance levels that need to be broken through right now in the short term going into tomorrow and this week is 884, and then obviously 851, the highest point of the day, to reach newer highs, new resistance levels, and break out beyond this, and then they can start building, right, a staircase effect, right? If they can go ahead, break through that, use it as a staircase, and jump up to newer highs, new resistance levels, and continue the bullish trajectory. I think it's very important to be aware of that these points are key levels right now to the upside to continue pushing upwards. And then after that would be up here at 872, and then obviously way up here at 972, and then the continuation of resistance levels that we've seen in the previous times, which is then $10. I think $10 is key right now. Beyond the smaller moves, $10 in the bigger picture is very important for this to actually start pushing upwards to newer highs and new resistance levels further beyond these lows down here. So super important to keep that in mind. If you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And all I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and 3 to 5 more minutes of your time, because I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys. You won't want to miss, that you definitely want to have on your watch list moving forward, presenting itself as an opportunity, as well as the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if you want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and we look forward to having you join us. Stay tuned. the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is a penny stock that is actually making itself more and more interesting the more it continues to dip. But obviously there's a lot of speculation and hype behind it. So before we look at that chart and everything about it, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if this is something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together through the volatility of the market. And that's something you can become part of too. And we look forward to having you join us. So I talked about TYME this morning, STAF, XBIO, and IKT. So our worst performers was STAF and IKT. They gave small jumps of 3 to 5% as they went down and spiked up. And XBIO and TYME were our home run plays of the day, guys. This is how it resulted, and this is what the charts were showing. So we talked about these in the pre-market after dipping and consolidating. Started to push upwards about 5 to 10%, fell back down and dipped and ran up quickly in just a matter of a few minutes, about 10 to 20%, pulled back down and ran up again to a highest point of nearly 30% plus. But I stayed here 25% plus because it was between 25% to 30% and nearly just breaking through 30% at those spikes, right? So that was phenomenal. Pulled back down and had another nice run of about 10 to 15%. So this gave multiple opportunities since we started watching it. And that's why I always say timing and execution is everything. Now, this is TYME. We caught this one after it ran in the pre-market. I was doing research, pulled back down. It was looking pretty interesting, and it was at a nice point of dip. If it went a little bit lower, it was looking like an even bigger opportunity, and if it started to run, it was going to show strength, and it certainly did that. It jumped up nearly 20% plus in the pre-market, and in a very volatile way came back down, came back up, and consolidated, and right at the bell, it pulled back and jumped up nearly a 20% plus jump once again. Pulled back down, ran again for another 5 to 10%, and then at the lowest point of the day, right here, at this point of 145, right there, just a few minutes after the bell, going into almost an hour, it started to reverse, and it went up to a highest point since I mentioned it, and even at that point right there, a highest point of 25% plus, guys. So if you want to gain access to the stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And no matter what volatility the market throws at us, whether the stock market continues to go higher or even pulls back in the coming days, weeks, or months, or it doesn't even pull back and it just continues to run in that bullish pattern, we will continue to look for opportunities daily. So what's the stock you want to add to your watch list? Well, this is a stock I've traded a few months back when it had some volatility, and it gave us a nice home run opportunity of 20% plus in a single day. But this stock here, in the last several days and even weeks, it has been in a downward pattern, right? And it got just worse on the beginning of June and then the middle of June. Then going into the midpoint of July, it pulled back, jumped up a little bit, and it just collapsed under 50 cents, guys. This stock is presenting itself as a huge opportunity because of the fact that when you look at the chart, it's at its most lowest point. It's very speculative, very risky because of the business model and where it's located. A lot of people right now are not looking at Chinese companies as the best, but that's where it's located and where it performs its business. But from a technical and opportunistic standpoint, this is a stock that I will be watching if it gets closer to 40 cents, 30 cents, and probably take on the risk of the speculation if there's a slight reversal. And I'm not really looking for anything big. I wouldn't really look at the whole entire chart and say, oh, well, I'm going to wait until it's $12 again or wait until it's $4. Nothing like that. I'm just looking for a quick opportunity. And this is definitely a stock to watch moving forward. I mean, if it continues to dip even worse, well, then probably I'll have to put a stop loss or a trailing stop loss to go ahead and get me out of that position if it doesn't make sense. But this is a very speculative play. I do want to emphasize that. And I came across this article, and this is the same exact thing I was thinking when I read it and what I was thinking when I saw the chart. So it stated that MedX market price of 58 cents offers the impression of an exciting value play. So when you read through this, it talks a little bit about their business, how they hit those highs up there of $4 back in February and some change, and its lowest value so far is 53 cents. And we're actually below that now, right? This was back posted on July 23rd. That was Friday. Today's Monday, and it went even lower, right? And if you put here the 1 minute, you could see how this stock actually dipped down to 45 cents and ran up to 51. So it gave a nice little jump of 10% today alone. So it might even give small jumps of 5 to 10% opportunities within these falls, but it fell right back down, and it's kind of fighting to get back up. What I'm really looking at is building a small position for the opportunity, and I'm just here to enlighten you guys on the stock that I'm watching that may seem to be opportunistic, especially since they've been beating their earnings in the last several reports, and that's one of the biggest things that has led me to trade this stock through its momentum. And here it is coming up August 28th, guys. So if this continues to fall heading towards that, it might be an opportunity if earnings are beat or beyond expectations or pretty close to it. You know, if it's just a terrible earnings, then it really will reflect in the chart, and it's going to be even more of a penny stock. But right now, there's a lot of concern with this sector, with this niche, because this isn't the only stock that's getting hit in its same sector. If you guys are familiar with EDU, it's in the same sector, same niche, and it's been hit hard since way back on the 23rd. You can see that drop 22nd to 23rd, the 26th to the 23rd, well, the 23rd to the 26th, which is today, jumped up, and it keeps on pulling down. So this is another stock I'm watching as well. So this is a bonus stock. They're both literally the same thing, just different valuations in different companies, but they're both in the same situation, same niche, and the same risk, right? Because they're speculative and they're nearly worthless at this point because of how much they've fallen. But if they gain momentum and some type of reversal heading towards their earnings, there might be some point of speculation and hype that can probably prop these back up several percentages. And I mean, it's jumping 5 to 10% daily, so that's something I'm going to be watching as well for small jumps. But I'm not really focusing on that for this because there's no momentum right now. If anything, these are falling knives, and it's all about building a small position for me at this point to see where it goes. I hope you guys learned something new, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe, click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just here to enlighten you guys on the opportunities I'm watching and why I'm watching them. And thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.